play, experience an imaginary world, and interact with the game characters as though you were part of that world. Now, imagine yourself in a virtual reality school of the future, where you would be socializing and learning with virtual people. Cool, don't you think? In order for this to happen, a 3D image linked to your brain will make you feel as though you were actually in the classroom and interacting with your virtual teacher and virtual classmates.
The history of video games. Video games are so popular, they're even used in classrooms. Let's take a look at how it all started. 1952, 1972. There were a number of different games created in the United States during this period, including Tennis for Two, Space War, and Chase. 1972. Invented in the United States, Pong was too big and expensive for people's home. At first, many people wanted to play Pong in their living rooms. 3 years later, they got their wish. 1978. Space Invaders was the first ever arcade game to track and display high scores. Its popularity in Japan caused a national shortage of coins. Later, game developers created multiplayer games, which enabled people to compete at home. 1980. Used by the government for training purposes, the first ever 3D game called Battlezone was created in the United States. 1989. That year, Game Boy arrived in shops. This black and white Japanese video game player became popular with the puzzle game Tetris. 2004. Wii was invented. It was a big hit because people could play a video game with their whole body, not just with their fingers. With so much change over the last 50 years, what's next?
Nanotechnology. Nanotechnology is like super tiny science that works with really small things. Scientists use it to make really tiny particles called nanoparticles. These tiny particles can do big jobs, like delivering medicines to specific places in our bodies or making our electronic gadgets smaller and faster. And there is even a microscopic computerized robot called Nanorobot. It can be built into almost anything, even appliances. Household chores will be easier. Nanotechnology helps scientists and engineers make cool stuff that can change the way we live. Brain-to-computer communication. How about this for an amazing prediction? One day, everyone and everything will be linked through wireless technology. Nanocomputers will be in your system, so your brain, just like a computer, will be receiving downloads and uploads. Do you want to learn a new language or how to tango? As soon as you think a thought, your brain will be uploaded the new language and the dance steps, and you will be learning them instantly.
The robots around us. What is the first thing that comes to mind when you think about robots? Maybe Wall-E, the Disney robot designed to collect rubbish, who accidentally ends up saving the planet. Or maybe the lovable robots R2-D2 and C-3PO from Star Wars films. Those kinds of robots are still only possible on the big screen. Most robots today are made to help the work that nobody wants to do or work nobody can do. There are more than 1 million robots doing all kinds of work for us already. For example, the Mars rover, Sujan, and the underwater robot, Caribou, help us learn about places that are too difficult or dangerous for anyone to go. Snakebots. One of the most amazing robots today is called a Snakebot. This robotic arm is long and thin and can move almost like a real snake. It can move forward and sideways and even upwards. Snakebots can go when no one else can. That means they might be able to help find someone trapped in a building after earthquake or fire. Some people think snakebots will be used in surgical procedures. Man's best friend. Socially assisted, robots can talk, move around, and even make common gestures with their hands. The maker of these robots hope that one day there are people with special problems. One good thing about a robot, it does get never tired or family, so it will be always there to help.
Top 5 inventions. Wheels. It all starts here. Wheels are everywhere. They take us to places. They bring things from factories to shops. They use it for operating many kinds of machines. It's hard to imagine life without wheels. Light bulbs. Before light bulbs were invented, candles or oil lamps were used for lighting people's homes. Walk around your home and count how many light bulbs you see. They're everywhere, even inside your fridge. Indoor plumbing. Before indoor plumbing, people had to go outside and get water from a pump. You might not think that indoor plumbing is such an important invention, but just think about all the time you turn on water in your home every day.
Combustion engine. How will you get to the shop or the cinema? You'll probably go by car, bus, or train. If so, you can thank the inventor of the combustion engine. In a combustion engine, fuel burns and makes power. The power from the engine is used for making cars and other vehicles run. Computers. You might use a computer to do your homework, organize your schedule, or read a magazine. But computers are also used for running things that you use every day. There are tiny computers inside cars, microwave ovens, cash registers in shops and vending machines. It's hard to imagine life without computers. They're everywhere you go.